Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Honey Badger Arcade once again. Today I got something a little bit special planned. I want to look at this video. Apparently, there's been a little bit of a controversy involving David Jaffe, and I think this is a really important teaching moment for people that are involved in or were ever involved with all of this sort of cultural battles that we're engaged in, going back, to Gamergate, for example. And I want to use this to make a point, and I really wanted to do it. Like, I was gonna make a video, and I still could, but I have like a couple of other videos in progress right now. I have more interview clips with Justin Parker. I have a video I'm working on talking about superhero movie fatigue and why I don't think that it's being sort of discussed correctly, in my opinion. I'm all about like trying to find ways to make discussions, better. And I think that a lot of us have like lost our ability to understand ideas and communicate them well. And I include myself, so I'm not being arrogant here, but I think this is a big issue because we use words that have meanings that have changed, mostly by like intentionally changed, right? And so when somebody says one of these words, and there's a lot of them, there's a lot of baggage that comes with it, and there's a lot of presumptions that come with it, and there's a lot of assumptions that come with it. And I think that those things need to be dispelled so that we can talk about things honestly. And I say dispelled because that's kind of how they work. They're like magic. It's about like altering it's about altering the meanings of words so that ideas are more difficult to communicate. People are less willing to listen, things like that, okay? So before we get started, I do want to. I forgot to drop this link in with my friends so that they can like join in if they want to. And I'm gonna be doing this this part, and then I'm gonna play some Baldur's Gate 3 afterwards, and go for about 2 hours total. So, all right, David Jaffe. Let's talk about this. Very, very interesting situation. Not surprising at all. So David Jaffe was a game developer. I can't remember the name of his company. I think it was, I want to say I'm not going to say it. His developer, that he created content for was involved with. The two most popular or well-known franchises under David Jaffe's belt are Twisted Metal and God of War. And if you have played those games, you will see that there is he also came up with one called, I can't remember. It was like a multiplayer shoot 'em up game that used like this kind of like scribble art style. It's kind of interesting. But I can't remember the name of the game. I never played it. But unfortunately, it was a failure. But like, I think that there's like, there could be a reason, like a logical reason for why that is. But anyway, so if you play Twisted Metal, you know that it's a car combat game, really violent, really dark, and a lot of fun to play. And it was that's all it is. Car combat, think of it like a fighting game, except that instead of fighters, you have cars, and the cars have different stats, and they have different special abilities, and you have to like kill everybody else. Like a Demolition Derby meets Death Race meets, Mario Kart versus mode or something. And Twisted Metal was very popular. Like there's at least like 5 or 6 games under the belt, okay? Because they're a lot of fun to play. And God of War was also a massive success. And God of War is about a character named Kratos who basically it's there during the time of the Greeks, and he's basically sworn to kill all the gods, and that's basically the story. Now, I remember very distinctly when God of War came out and everyone was very. It was very exciting. It was a very well done game for the time. It was definitely like a big deal when it came out. I remember an interview with David Jaffe, and they asked him what his like inspiration was with this game, God of War. And I remember distinctly that Jaffe said that sometimes you just want to play a game that lets you blow off some steam. You had a long day and you want to come home and you want to kill some people. I mean, not in real life, obviously, but in a video game, you want to do some damage. You want to like, get your rage out. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what that game is. It's not as like high skill as say a Devil May Cry, and it's certainly not as dumbed down as say Dynasty Warriors. Um, and I have played Dynasty Warriors also to blow off steam. Get those Warriors games where you're killing like thousands and thousands of soldiers. Is fine, but the thing is, it does get a bit repetitive, and God of War has like it satisfies in different ways, but that same kind of thing. Okay, so having known that, after I got involved with Gamergate stuff, they started criticizing video games like God of War. I remember they were talking about a specific part of God of War 3 where Kratos can have sex with Aphrodite. And it's played like a mini game. I think he has like a, like a orgy or something. They don't show anything, but there is some nudity in the game. It's like a mini game that's played. And of course, the wokies, they got all of their panties in a twist. Zerang says Jaffe's company was Eat Sleep Play, which was defunct in 2017. Oh, I thought it was something else, like Incog Inc. or something, or Insomniac. No, Insomniac's a different company. That's the people who did Spider-Man. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So let me just put it out flat, okay? God of War and Twisted Metal are just like inherently boy games. Like they're the kind of games that guys are gonna like. You get to kill monsters, you get to blow up, you drive cool cars, blow each other up. It was appealing as fuck to boys, okay? And his God of War was like that. He wanted a character that was just like gonna, just destroy everything in his path. You just power him up. He gets more powerful. He's all about the rage. He basically like destroys gods. He destroys all the mythological beasts. And it's fun to play, which is the most important thing, by the way, is the gameplay itself. The gameplay for God of War was fun. And the story was enough to like, give you the excuse to do everything. And this is where I think the rubber hits the road, because the wokies, and let's just, you know what, I'm not going to call them that anymore. They're just like the establishment. The establishment in all of our culture. The cultural establishment, basically, has a feminist viewpoint, has a feminist lens, and it looks at everything through. And it's become the mainstream. It's just like the normal, okay? Whereas the stuff that Jaffe would put in his games, or even like what inspired his games, because he is like a Gen X guy, probably grew up on 80s action movies, didn't have a problem with gore, didn't have a problem with sex, didn't have a problem with violence, didn't have a problem with swear words, he didn't have a problem with any of those things. He didn't clutch his pearls or anything like that. And I remember there was an interview that he did, and I think it was IGN maybe, and they were trying to paint him as a misogynist, as a terrible person. And he got angry with them and he pushed back. And I remember him saying, that's Bush League, that's bullshit, etc. Okay? Then this happened. I'm going to have to go, this is going to the Wayback Machine. This is Fireside Chat number 31. Okay? We did this 7 years ago. So 7 years ago, David Jaffe was on Twitter. He had just started doing a YouTube channel. So very small at the time, even though people knew who he was. And he was on Twitter, and he made a comment about this prom dress picture. These young people are awesome, love the superhero idea. Now, it's basically prom girls and their dates, and they're opening their shirts to reveal the superhero logos underneath. You guys remember this little kerfuffle that happened? Drawn to Death. Thank you, Xerax. That's the one. Drawn to Death. Anyway, David Jaffe didn't understand what all of the upset was about. He was like, yeah, I don't get this, right? And he got a bunch of pushback, of course. Harry Pierce says, isn't this guy basically a lib? Know next to nothing about him. I just have him mentally labeled that way. Well, yeah, he is. He is. But like he thinks, this is the thing, okay, Harry Pierce. Most people think that their positions are completely reasonable. And this is especially true of libs. But it's not it doesn't mean that they're like ideologically possessed. I think that Jaffe's position in his mind is completely common sense. But what he doesn't realize is that he is operating in a framework around people who are not liberals. This is like a very important distinction. I think Jaffe's liberal, but I don't think he's a leftist. I think these people that he's around are leftists. That's progressives. Progressives are leftists. Leftists are statists. Statists are inherently authoritarian. Liberals, sometimes they can be authoritarian while still calling themselves liberal, but I think generally to be liberal is to be liberal, not authoritarian, right? So I think that his like social values are liberal. Another big mistake that a lot of liberals make is that they think that their positions are unique. And this is another thing that I think the language has done. Liberals think that they are uniquely good people. That's why they call themselves liberals. And the only way you can frame things like that is if you presume that people who are not liberal, like conservatives, but not limited to conservatives, are somehow not the things that you are. And that means that you are better than they are. And this is a problem because it operates under a bunch of presumptions. And I think a lot of this stuff is reinforced by propaganda in our culture, etc., right? So I think Jaffe's a liberal in like, I don't even like to say classical. I just say he's a liberal. He's like a useful, blue-pilled, normie liberal guy that thinks that his positions are just better positions and it makes him a better person. But he's not authoritarian inherently. He's okay with people having their own opinions on things and their own shit, right? So, I'm just putting that out there. So I won't hold him being a lib against him. I understand that, it's a lot of people. Allison will call herself a liberal, for example. So, I mean, I think that people they use the word. And I think it carries a lot of baggage with it that can be confusing. But anyway, getting back to this. So Jaffe he didn't understand why there was so much feminist outrage about this, because the women were below the men and they were essentially like, it looked like in the eyes through the feminist lens, it looks like submission. It's not. Obviously, they're putting together a cute picture and they had a theme and they were having fun. And we're talking about like a prom, right? So these are like teenagers, right? Zarank says Jaffe is a social liberal different from classical liberal. Yeah, perhaps. Again, I don't know. Anyway, at the time that this happened, he got a lot of pushback and didn't understand it. He even talked about it on his YouTube channel. He was like, I don't understand why people are so upset. Of course, he didn't know because he stepped into the lion's den where all the feminists are, and then these people are ready to control your life, right? And this was like 7 years ago. What is that? 2017? So like a long time ago, right? Maybe 2016 even. So I reached out to him. Yeah, it's 2016. I reached out to him on Twitter and I said, or maybe I was in his live chat. He was still kind of small. And I said, you want to talk about this? I can explain, what's going on because you don't seem to get it. I said, there's some ideological shit happening. And Jaffe came on our show, and this is like, I haven't gotten a transcript of this whole thing, but I will play a little bit of it just to prove that this happened. 7 years ago, we had David Jaffe on, and I did have him on again, but I can't remember if it was before this or after this. I think it was after this, like one more time. But let me play some of this.
Just ripped into him and then like stormed off. This doesn't sound like the same guy. So, and I looked it up and it was you, and then I thought, well, I think you're just, you were dealing with a great deal of backlash. And so the thing I wanted to know was, were you surprised by that? Because I think that you were, it seems.
Yeah, I was. I mean, again, in retrospect, I probably was more inflammatory with the initial post. But that aside, though, I was surprised because um, I shouldn't have been. I mean, here's what I would say. If I had posted the picture in a less hyperbolic way and I would have said, hey, I think this just strikes me as sexist, y'all. What do you think about this? Am I thinking about it too much, whatever?
Yeah.
Then I would have been surprised if the response had been what it was. But given the fact that if you look at my opening tweet, and it's clearly just like the sky is falling, which I really wasn't. I mean, I remain serious about feeling it's a sexist image, but the sky wasn't falling, and I definitely shouldn't have presented it that way, because that's, I think, what created so much of the animosity towards me. Because again, the vast majority of people that were coming out of the woodwork, to sort of insult me or tell me I was an idiot or whatever, they weren't followers and people who, I mean, there are people I'm like, who the fuck is this? I've never, seen this person on Twitter in my life, people coming from, so, it clearly had struck a nerve with people who I had not been afforded the opportunity to build any kind of credit in the bank with, sort of mentally or intellectually, where they would say, like you said, this isn't a match. It's weird that this guy would be saying this. Let's figure that out. Whereas most people were just like, the thing that bothered me the most was just a sense of, I became, for today, sort of the poster child for all of these people who, rightly or wrongly so, and that's a different debate, happy to have it, happy to discuss it. I think it's fascinating, but for rightly or wrongly so, feel as if, what they call political correctness has done too much damage to their day-to-day lives, and I became the receptacle for all of that hate. And it was just kind of like, well, I posted one thing. You don't know me. You clearly don't follow me on social media. You talk about, everybody's like, you'll get upset by anything. And I think maybe what they're saying is there are people that they know who share a lot of the views that I might share, who might go off on every single thing, and they're looking for sort of ghosts around every single fucking corner. And that's not me, but I became that for a lot of people. And that was annoying, because I'm like, you know what? After I kind of talked back the initial hyperbole and sort of inflammatory language of post number one, I was genuinely interested in having a conversation about this, because the Kotaku thing that you bring up, people, again, is, first off, half people are like, you fucking asshole, you laid into Ben Kuchera and all this shit, and now you're doing, I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. Because I didn't lay into Ben Kuchera. I've told people over and over and over and over, he was the reporter who was there when I laid into Kotaku and Stephen Totillo. But people can't even bother to get the facts straight, right? And so, but anyway, so obviously that kind of rubs me the wrong way. But the point being is that when I spoke to the reporter who wrote these terrible things about me for that Kotaku article, my mind was still open. I said, hey, let's jump on a call together. You can record it, put it up on Kotaku, the whole conversation.
It's going a little long. Throwback to the old Doge, right? I still have that. I just haven't decided if I want to go back to using it again. So I may have said this the wrong way initially. So Jaffe was the one that basically said, "Oh, this image, don't you guys think this is a little bit sexist?" And what happened was, because Gamergate itself was in at its high point, people were very sensitive to those kinds of comments, because of course, to call something sexist, it carries a lot more weight with it than simply, this looks unfair. It's sort of like characterizing the men, and this is the truth of it. It characterizes the men as monsters in that instance, and the truth is it's just not the case, right? And he got a lot of blowback, and that's why he was and he didn't understand it, because he didn't know what Gamergate was, and that's when I invited him on here. Now, you can see that it was Allison, myself, David Jaffe, and you guys might remember, I can't remember his name, but he was a cool dude. He used to do the shows with him. He appeared as the gorilla on the Nerdcast, or it was a Nerdcast or the news show. He would be on the news show, but he had to leave. So he was all right. So anyway, I do remember one other thing though, when I was trying to explain to Jaffe what the issue was, and I kind of talked a little bit about what Gamergate was. I remember him sort of suggesting that I might be sexist and that I've been saying sexist things. And I think one of the things I was really worried about, and I even said this to him, because at the time I remember an interview with the new developers at Sony Santa Monica who were working on God of War, the sort of, I don't want to say remake, obviously, but like the new God of War. So the 2016 God of War game. And I remember them specifically in the interview. They quoted him, this guy who was like the head developer, and this is after Jaffe left, and essentially Sony had ownership of Kratos and the brand. And this guy was talking, and he was basically saying that they were going to like explore like, a softer masculinity for Kratos, and they were going to, make this about father and son, and they were going to go into some, that the old Kratos is toxically masculine, like he runs through women and uses them, and he's violent and uses, violence to solve all his problems, blah, blah, blah. And this struck me like as just the direction that all conversations around all media was going at the time. I mean, I don't want you to think that I'm cherry picking, but if you look at it in the broader cultural context, everything was being nitpicked in this same way. Everything. I remember specifically, it was just on my mind where Jonathan McIntosh was talking about like I don't know, an Avengers movie that came out, and that it was just like, oh, it was one of the Marvel movies. I don't remember which one, but basically he was commenting on how, superheroes are always using violence to, they're always punching each other to solve problems. And it's like, don't watch it. Like we want to see action films, because there isn't like a really long stretch between, this game or product or song or movie or TV show should change in this small way so that it doesn't upset these people over here. And then it's a slippery slope. Like next thing you know, the game doesn't look like the game anymore. It's why is it that these same people are demanding that, Soulsborne games are made easier? It's not because they're going to play them. It's because they hate the idea that these games serve a certain audience that's not them. They want everything to be for everyone, and it can't be, right? And so I warned Jaffe about that. I said, I think they're going to emasculate like Kratos. And he said that he hoped not, because I didn't make him respond to that. From what I remember, I told him that I saw the interview where he said Kratos and the God of War games are like a release valve. Like, I want to come home, I want to fuck some shit up, and I want to get on with the rest of my evening, right? It's what video games in part are for. I think this is the thing that people miss, And so God of War 2016 came out, and I played it. I thought it was all right, but I didn't think it was my favorite. I think God of War 3 is still probably, 2 and 3 are very good. I think it's one of those, but because they have great boss fights, they had great environments, they had great combat, it was just good. God of War, the 2016 one, I could tell that what they were doing was they were trying to like make the graphics as good as possible by reducing the scale of everything else. With the exception of the Midgard Serpent, if you've ever played 2016, you would see that enemies tend to be repetitive. There aren't that many. There isn't a lot of variety. The models get reused. The camera is close enough that Kratos is never fighting more than a few dudes at the same time, whereas in the old ones, you could get swarmed by enemies because the camera was pulled back. But I think that was also so that they could render the models in a higher quality. So the mission of having games with better graphics was outpacing, the desire for good gameplay. And then they crammed it full of this story. Now, the father and son stuff is okay. I don't have a problem with that. I think that there should be more content like that. But that being said, I knew that they were going to celebrate this more emotional and sullen and, sad Kratos, basically. Sad dad of war. And I think it kind of takes away from the character. And then they made the sequel, and God of War Ragnarok, I think it's called. I'm not going to play it. I'm not interested, which is a shame because I used to love those games, but I'm not going to play it on principle. So I'm not buying it or anything like that. But God of War Ragnarok came out. I didn't really hear much about it. I guess it got good reviews. I don't know. And then they made a DLC called Valhalla, I think. And apparently in this DLC, I don't know what it is, but there is a significant change to the Kratos character. And David Jaffe was upset about it. And he talked about it, and now people are not giving him a break. And so I want to watch this video of David Jaffe responding. Well, this is like the most recent one he made, so there's probably some like preamble to this. I think at one point he had the guy from G4 on his channel. I can't remember. He's the bald guy that was like got Trump derangement syndrome and never got over it. Adam Sessler, he had him on his show, but I didn't watch it. It was like really long, and so you know he's still running around with wolves, is what I'm saying, and they emasculated his character, I think. So I'm gonna watch this video and then I'll give you my thoughts. But let me read your chat real quick. So Zeranx, I'm sorry. Harry Pierce says, I don't understand what was sexist about the image. Yeah, it's like I said, if you're looking for sexism and stuff, and you're looking at an image that has a woman and a man in it, you will find it. It doesn't matter what's happening. Neat Scholar says the men were standing higher than the women on those stairs. This implies they are ranked above them on a hierarchy or something. Yeah, I know. Zerang says, I think a picture like displayed done in a way showing female submission would have the women opening the shirts from behind with them smiling at the men. Zerang says the men would have their heads tilted towards the women with their eyes looking at the camera. It'll show women trusting the man and the man in a protected position of the woman. I don't think those 18-year-old, 17-year-old kids were thinking about it that deep. But I get it. Harry Pierce says, I mean, yeah, that seems to be entirely an application of esoteric feminist gender science. Gradendor says, of course, all the women in that picture didn't have agency at all. Yes. And Harry Pierce says, cokehead. I think you're talking about Adam Sessler, right? Because I don't know about David. Now, okay, this is 7 years later. Jaffe's grown a big old beard since then. He still does streams. But let's listen to this. He's still trying to wrestle with this, like this God of War stuff. And I think he's trying to air his grievances without getting like canceled. So it's like he's doing this dance. And I don't think he needs to excuse himself. And then I'll give you my thoughts on his thoughts, okay? So I'm going to play the video right now. Please, David Jaffe, don't copyright strike me. I'm using this as fair use. I'm just reacting to the video. I appreciate it. Thanks. Okay, let's go.
The title of the video is accurate. It's not for you if you're like, dude, because I get it. If you're like, dude, stop with the God of War Kratos thing. We've heard it. We know your point. Let's talk. I get it. Let's talk about other stuff. But I've had so many people coming at me about it regarding this one specific thing that I'm getting better at not responding. But this one I had to respond to. It's the people that come at me and talk about the evolution of the character and say things like, the character grows. That's what characters do. It's plot development or character development. It would be boring if the character stayed the same and all this shit, right? Okay, I want to be clear, first of all. And then they kind of layer on top of that this sense that I'm like, which again, they can think that I don't care, but it speaks the heart of it, which is as if I don't know, as if I don't understand the value of character development. It shouldn't matter my bona fides that I was, and I don't even know my work in games, that I'm very well read. How many books have most of these fuckers read? I mean, there's my little Charlie Brown tree. Those are just the books I've read in the last 6 weeks. I'm reading this book now. I kept from college, where I was a literature English major, this fucking thing, which is just filled with English literature, but it's just got some of my favorite poems of all time, and I just don't want to get rid of it, right? I half these people, probably more, if you said, hey, what's your favorite poem, written before, that wasn't Dr. Seuss, they'd be, oh, well, what do you mean, a poem? So
at Cox, you don't need to chase the best deals.
I'm just pausing it there for a second. So he's frustrated because he complained about how Kratos had changed. And he felt that as a character, Kratos should not change. And I agree with him. I think that first of all, we're talking about video games. We're not talking about literature. We're not talking about like, some kind of, I don't know, crazy deep saga level movie. We're talking about video games. Video games are supposed to be games first. And I've been saying this for a long time. Like I remember I did a whole debate, or I was part of a debate with NC Clark and Allison about whether or not video games are art. And I said, well, they are, but they are games first, and not all art is created equal. This is the thing. This is one goes back to what I was saying about language. When people use words like that's art, then there is baggage that comes with the word art. The baggage is that it should be elevated, that it's somehow more profound or more important or more transcendent than anything that is not called art. It puts art in as a abstract above other things, when the truth is that children make art as early as they're able to scribble anything. It doesn't mean that the art they make is profound or is worthy of elevation, right? If they draw on your walls or on paper and they just do a scribble of like a house and a family, that they didn't make something significant. So simply making the case that video games are art does not elevate them. But you have to understand that for progressives, when they say art, they mean that it has to have meaning beyond simply being fun to play or beautiful to look at. So if you painted something beautiful, they would ask what the meaning of it is. Like if I paint like a landscape, like a Bob Ross, right? And I paint like a mountain, and there's a river, and there's trees, and maybe some happy little bears or whatever, and I paint it and it looks beautiful, and I organize it and all that. Progressives will say it's not art because it doesn't say anything. It's just a presentation of something. It's just a presentation. It's just visually appealing, but that's not enough for them because it doesn't say anything about the struggle. It doesn't say anything about the patriarchy. It doesn't say anything about capitalism. That's what it is. It doesn't say anything about the environment. This is what they do. This is why they wanted to take charge of Kratos, because they saw that Kratos is popular with boys. Therefore, they see him as a symbol. And as a symbol, he has to change. They think that all of our interactions with media is interactions with propaganda. And they just think that their propaganda is superior. So, but I don't think that it's true that they say that. I think that when David Jaffe created God of War, and you asked him about why he did it, he was 100% honest. He said, look, I just wanted to make a fun game that's violent and has cool boss fights and is a massive scale and takes place with Greek myths, because maybe he's a big fan of Clash of the Titans or those old like Harryhausen mythology movies, and he wanted to make a game that like reflected that. I mean, that's what I would guess. And it's straightforward, right? It's straightforward, and these people need it to be more than that. And when they say more than that, they mean it has to have a political message. Let me see what you guys said here. Harry Pierce says there are a lot of people that insist games are in no way art and spurg out heavily about it. Razorfist comes to mind. Well, again, I don't know what definition Razorfist is using for art, though. Like, I don't know because, like, to me, okay, art is simply something that is appealing in terms of, like, how it is, however it's consumed. So, like, I think the Souls series are very beautiful, even if they're dark fantasies. It's like a dark fantasy, like, setting, with the undead and, like, these, like, rotting environments and all that. But the way that they do it is really attractive. And I think that makes it like art. But if you asked, Miyazaki, the director of the Soul series, like, well, what does this have to say about the climate? What does this have to say about capitalism? What does it have to say about Republicans? What does it have to say about Christianity? Well, he's not going to have an answer for that because he thinks deeper, like way deeper than they do, right? But he also doesn't care if people get that from it. I think that there are people who I'm saying people who say this thing is art can, but maybe not always, make it political. And that's because that's what it means. Progressives, when they say art, they mean politics. That's what they really mean at the end of the day. It has to serve their purposes because they believe that anyone who creates art is either serving their purposes or they're serving against their purposes. And they're making actually like countercultural propaganda. I'll give you an example of this. Lord of the Rings. So Tolkien made Lord of the Rings. And all through his life, after the book came out, all through his life, people were asking him in interviews. They were trying to get him to confess that he was making agitprop. He was making something political for the purposes of propagandizing the populace. And over and over again, he said, no, I just wanted to create a mythology that was like sort of, focused in northwestern Europe and apply it to a world because I wanted to create a mythology for basically English people and have it for my kids, right? Now, that's probably all true. But in the eyes of the lefties, in the eyes of the progressives, that is a political statement. Even if, and the fact that Tolkien was, I believe he was an Anglican, that only serves that only reinforces their position. Oh, he's Christian. That means that he was making Christian propaganda. No. C.S. Lewis and like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Okay, you could make the case, but even then, so what? Who cares? But of course, to these people, it's a huge thing. And if they want to make their commie propaganda, I don't care. I mean, like it's all over Hollywood. It's like most of the content, So, but like, again, these people are like that. So if they get control of something and they don't think it's towing the line, then they're going to alter it. That's what happened to The Last of Us Part 2. The Last of Us 1 was not written by Neil Druckmann. He was one of the people involved, but I think the writing was mostly headed up by Heather Heyer, I think her name is, who also wrote the Legacy of Kain games, which are amazing, and the Uncharted games, which are also pretty fun. But so Heather Hayings was like, well, I think that's her name. If I or Heyer, whatever. I apologize if I got your name wrong, Heather, because I really like your work. But she wanted to tell a story of a man who lost his daughter, and then he finds a young girl who needs his help, and they bond like, father and daughter by the end. Neil Druckmann, who is a progressive and good friends with Anita Sarkeesian, who is an intersectional feminist, so that makes him, I'm pretty sure he's an intersectional feminist as well. He hated the idea of a man taking care of and protecting a young girl in any setting and it having any sort of like connection to fatherhood, either literally or symbolically. And so that had to change. That's why they killed him off. I said this back when that came out. I said they did this because he is a father figure and they hate fathers. And I stand by that. I will have that etched into my grave. I mean, I hope not. I hope I've done something a little bit more significant by then, but let me see. Harry Pierce says, I never got it either. I find the whole discussion about whether they are art or aren't kind of pointless. Seems like a low effort better than youism. Great Endora says, art is propaganda is a theme that becomes important when government becomes omnipresent. Yes. This is, I mean, we know this is going on. Like, I'm not saying anything radical, right? But the thing that's interesting to watch here is that David Jaffe's experiencing this. Like, what happened to Indiana Jones? What happened to He-Man? What happened to Luke Skywalker? What happened to Han Solo? What happened to Thor? What happened to Captain America? What happened to basically every character, just about every character that Doctor Who, right? That boys tended to like, that were popular with boys. Okay. What happened to all of them is they were deconstructed and torn down. That's ultimately what it is. And they're deconstructed because there can't be any like male role models, or even they don't even necessarily have to be role models, but like just like characters that boys can relate to and admire. Without because that means that boys would be like sort of unified under something. So we have to divide them, right? We have to make them oppose other boys, to fight patriarchy, to fight white supremacy, to fight Christian fundamentalism, like whatever it is that they're deciding to go after. And they believe that art is supposed to serve that purpose. And the government knows that, and I think that they help facilitate this. I mean, there was a movie or a series, I don't know which, because I'm not going to watch it, that was literally produced by Barack and Michelle Obama, that's on Netflix, called Leave the World Behind. And it is anti-white propaganda, which is basically just anti-Western propaganda at the end of the day, you know? So, yes, the government's totally involved. And of course they would be. Because the one thing they want is to basically create a culture where people are unable to function without the government to help them. So anyway, let's get back to this. So David Jaffe's experiencing that. Kratos is getting cucked, just like Nathan Drake got cucked at the very end of the Uncharted series, just like Joel got murdered. They're just doing it to him. And he's making a defense, right? But he's making a defense to the symptoms, which are the people telling him, oh no, bro, dude, it's just story, man. Like, don't you want your character to grow? Don't you want your character to grow? Right? And he's responding to that, but he doesn't see like the overarching purpose of this. Like they're going to pass what they're going to do with that series, just like they did with Spider-Man in the Insomniac Spider-Man games, where they basically just had him, I think at the end of the Spider-Man 2 video game that everyone's talking about recently, they're just having Peter Parker retire and Miles Morales is going to take over. And that was the whole goal. I think Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, they're going to do a part 2 of that, right? It's like the animated one that everyone loves because they love the animation style. I watched it. It's not very good, in my opinion. They're going to do the same thing. They're going to make Miles the... either he's going to be the only Spider-Man or he's going to be the most important one. And, you know, Parker's going to evolve because that's like, you know, that's their way of saying that they're going to phase them out. They just say, oh, well, he's a dad now. So he can't keep doing what he does. He's got to be, don't you like dads? He's a dad now. So he's not going to be fighting crime anymore. You know, and that'll be that's the excuse they're going to use. It's all about wedging their little talking points in, that they're the ones that think of this as propaganda. So when you know that they always think of it that way, you can see that every move they make is purposeful, right? Great Endor says the Monopoly board game is anti-capitalism propaganda according to some same guidelines. I'm not in favor of it being forbidden as a result of that statement. A lot of people like it, so have at it. Monopoly was actually a board game that was created to show like how bad capitalism is. It literally is it was created to set players against each other, and they wanted the family to play it. It was absolutely that. Now, the irony of it is, of course, it was a popular board game. And so a lot of people bought it thanks to the market. So yeah, I guess you proved your point, kinda. And then on top of that, no one really ever wins Monopoly. It keeps going. And they encourage you to be like, the game wants you to be like underhanded and two-faced, but like it's ultimately your choice. So if you want to, like, if the goal is to become a monopoly, and you're willing to do everything it takes to get there, well, I guess you could finish it, but I think most people don't work that way, and so they won't do it. So Monopoly did the excellent job of sort of disproving itself. Harry Pierce says, wasn't the intentional flaw that there aren't enough houses? Yeah, well, they made the game flawed on purpose too, I think. Yeah, you can't actually finish it. And it really doesn't make sense. And again, no one ever finishes a game of Monopoly, so. All right, but anyway. I mean, unless everybody quits, you know. All right, let's play more of the video, because I feel like I'm getting... And I want to start playing Baldur's Gate 3 in about 10, 15 minutes, so I'm going to play more of this.
I mean, you can, but when you come at me regarding this as if I'm some kind of knuckle-dragging mouth breather who doesn't understand how a story is written or formed, yeah, I tend to want to respond to that. But it's almost like they are so defensive and so protective. And on one hand, I appreciate that, right? I appreciate, when I was a lot younger, like in high school and junior high, I understand that intellectual properties really function as stand-ins for things that might be missing in your life, and you build your identity around this shit, and so you become protective of it. It's unhealthy, and it's best to get over that as soon as you can, but I understand it. And I'm sure some of that is that, because Kratos, whether it's the old one or the new one, the teams have always done a wonderful job building these amazing games that people fall in love with, and I think that's great.
Okay, I got a comment on this. Novafan says, why is Jaffe still surprised the far left doesn't align with him? Doesn't he realize he isn't the only kind on the left? No, I think he thinks of himself as part of the left, and this is just a little misunderstanding. Because a lot of liberals think that leftism and liberalism are the same, and so they don't really know not only that it's not the same, but that they're extremely different. The left has co-opted liberalism, and they've used it to like insert themselves, right? So he doesn't know that, I don't think, because again, I don't think that he's like really involved with this political stuff. But I want to comment on what he said about how people get attached to their characters. They try to like work out like their personal shit through their fiction. I think this is true, and I think this is a problem. I think this is what culture junkies are. I think this is what progressive story writers and like content creators are, because they have, I'll put it like this. They have like personal shit that they haven't worked out, and they blame the world for it, but they're probably just angry at themselves and their parents. And so, but they don't know how to work those things out. They can't confront that. So instead, they go after the world, then they go after abstractions. They go after men, they go after white people, they go after capitalism. And it's all very boring. But the problem is that they can do some real damage. Okay. Harry Pierce says, I'm in Gulag by misunderstanding. Stalin will let me go soon. Energy, yeah. But I mean, again, I don't think he knows. I think, and I think that he's trying to be empathetic to the people as though they're in pain. But the truth is, they're just angry with him. This is why they're treating him like he's an idiot. When they say, well, don't you know the characters evolve? Like when people start saying really like boneheaded shit like that, they just want... It's like they just want you to kneel to their higher intellect. I know that characters evolve. But the thing is, that's not even half of it. I think that people... I get back to my other point. People want to... they do want to like see like their trauma represented somewhere so that other people will be sympathetic to them, and then they will benefit from that. Question mark, profit. And I don't think Jaffe gets it, because I think Jaffe, when he created God of War, he wasn't experiencing trauma. He wasn't mad at his daddy or whatever. He just thought, wouldn't this be fun? He's like, he has the imagination of a middle school boy. He's like a 12-year-old in his head. That was it. What would a 12-year-old do if you gave him the ability to make a video game about Greek gods? It would probably be God of War. Because that would be awesome. That would be the reason for it. It would be awesome. That would be the kid's answer. Why would you do that? It's awesome, right? Same thing with Twisted Metal. Why would you make a video game where everybody drives combat cars that are all goofy and crazy, and they have like missiles and they blow each other up, and like, they're in giant arenas crashing into each other and picking up power-ups? Because it would be awesome. That's a game for a 13-year-old. That's what it is, right? And there's no shame in that. Like, that's okay. There's no, like, he doesn't have to explain himself. This is what I'm saying. right? And these people, these progressives that haven't dealt with their own shit, they think that if somebody isn't feeling like them, then there must be something wrong with those people. So I'll give you another example, a little thing. I saw Jordan Peterson had Naomi Wolf on as a guest on his podcast series. Naomi Wolf was a super hardcore feminist, like before COVID, right? I mean, like Karen debated her and Karen pissed her off. She was like, oh, she just basically put men in a box. And then COVID happened, and I'm not saying that she changed her mind on any of that stuff, but she doesn't talk about men or feminism anymore. Now it's all about like big pharma and the experts and the vaccines and all this stuff. So she's completely changed course, but she did talk to Jordan Peterson, and Peterson said that Naomi Wolf told him that the reason why she was so angry at men, or she was a feminist, was because she had a terrible experience with a man. And of course, I shrugged and said, of course that's the case. Like we have, but we always have a choice as to how we treat our negative experiences. We're all going to have bad experiences. I used to get bullied, and I used to be a bully when I was younger, right? I have had girls screw me over, but I never hated women for it. I never said I got to start a movement, you know? And I mean, like, when I learned that, I was like, well, yeah, this is what it is. I think most of these people, most of these progressives, they are, not in all cases, because I think there's just grifters, like people who see the writing on the wall and they're like, oh, I can benefit from this. I can exploit this. But I think that there's a lot of people who are feeling, like slighted, and they're blaming abstractions. They're going after men, they're going after white people, etc. So I think in this case, God of War is changing because the people are feminist and they're like, Kratos is too masculine. And I mean, not even that that's true per se, but they perceive it that way because their perception of masculinity is, violence and domination. But it's not like no 13-year-old kid is playing God of War and thinking about their toxic masculinity. They're just playing a video game. And Jaffe's trying to understand this distinction, I think, where it's like, well, you should just make games for fun. And if they look good, then that's just a cherry on top, right? But at the same time, you can have games with stories and all that, but that's not for everybody. In fact, I maintain this. I don't think stories are the most important thing for a video game to have, except maybe an RPG. But even then, you can get around it. I mean, I think Wizardry was like an RPG, and it didn't have much of a story. You just went into a dungeon, and it just had levels, and you just kept fighting guys. So I mean, but even then, like, they want to take stuff that like has no need for a story at all and give it not just a story, but give it like a woke lefty story. So anyway, let's play some more.
People saying, oh, Jaffe's just jealous. Just go back and watch my 2018 God of War review. I love that game. So that's really not it at all. For me, it's the reason I'm still even talking about it is I wish I could communicate better. Maybe I'm just shitty at communicating.
It's because you don't have the words, because you kind of are.
Form television series, not always with that. The kind of storytelling these people are talking about, yeah, I would agree. You want to have some meaningful arcs happening. You want to have a character starting in one location emotionally, and over the course of the narrative, we want them to grow and change, and ideally those changes reflect things that we, not necessarily consciously, but we can bring into our lives about their lessons learned and apply them to our lives. I took a writing class once where the teacher said, the best fiction are basically how-to manuals. It's great stories and adventures and all that shit, but ultimately what you're left with is wisdom that you can apply to your day-to-day life, even if the story was set, in the Lord of the Rings universe. So I get it, but I wasn't talking about that kind of story. I was saying that when we started God of War, it was designed to be a character like Wolverine or a character like what was the other one I was referencing? Wolverine or uh, uh, maybe Hulk, but let's just take Wolverine, right? Because that locks in pretty good.
Well, yeah, Wolverine, Conan the Barbarian. Like I said, some characters, some franchises don't need to be explored to that degree, is what I'm saying. Do we want the complete backstory of Mario? Do we need to explore Pac-Man's like masculinity crisis? And Ms. Pac-Man's relationship with that, her struggle, right? I mean, games can have a story, and that's fine. But I don't need the problem is that if there's too much focus on that, you get into this political shit. Because that's, let's be honest, okay? This is what they really mean by that. When they say, oh, the character has to evolve, oh, the character has to do this or that, they are not talking about like they're not talking about actually expanding on a world and building on it. Because they maintain, for example, the Souls games don't have a story. But obviously they do, if you've played them, right? It's not obvious. It's not spelled out. It's not like written down in like, you know, shit tons of books that you can find on shelves like in Morrowind games. It's not like a bunch of NPCs standing around giving you exposition, you know, constantly for like a long period of time. It's not 2-hour long Hideo Kojima like cutscenes where you have to sit there and watch a fucking movie just to get the gist of it. They know it's a game first. You have to play the fucking game, and then the story unfolds as you play. Now, if you're playing like an RPG, like Final Fantasy or Baldur's Gate, which I'm about to start in a second here, that it's totally fine that that stuff is in there because it's an RPG. It's you know, you're role playing. But like you know, God of War, I mean, it's an action game. Like I don't care about about Bayonetta's like prior early life history before she started fighting angels or whatever it is she's fighting in the Bayonetta games, or Dante. Like you can give me enough to keep me interested, but I don't need like the full Monty on that. And I'm telling you right now, if they could, they would do this to every franchise. They would do it to no matter how simple the gameplay is. Like what is the backstory for the two dragons from Bubble Bobble that spit bubbles out? Now there's a throwback, right? What is their struggle? Like I'm sorry. This is just not the place for this. It's already a game. If it's a really good game, nobody's going to care about the other stuff. What about the guy? What's the game? Is it called Get Over It? Where the guy's stuck in a kettle and he's got like a hook and you got to pull yourself up like a pile of garbage. Like everyone was playing the shit out of that. But was anyone asking him about what his thoughts were on the, you know, the exploitation of the workers by the bourgeoisie at the expense of the proletariat? Or were they just trying to like get up the hill? Like, you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm going to play the rest of this, and then I'm going to go into Baldur's Gate and talk about what I thought. But Zerank says, can I just remark that doubt about his ability to communicate is the beginning of the slow descent into the dark basement, in the dank basement where the cult will welcome you and make you see what they see, Adam Eve syndrome, yeah. Grander says, by the way, Brian, stop saying because of COVID, it's because of governmental intervention. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I guess that's what I mean when I say it. But because I think that she was affected by that. That's why she's become, I think, critical of the government, which is crazy for a feminist. That's like cognitive dissonance to the extreme. But anyway, let's play the rest of this and then we'll, let's keep going.
There are characters that
God damn these fucking ads.
Here's one thing you need to do before buying anything online. Don't spend another dime on Amazon until you watch this.
that aren't built and aren't meant to have a level of depth that would fit into like a great book of the year novel or even just a good TV series with that's very long form. Kratos was designed to be kind of a superhero, not in terms of his ethics, but in terms of like how superheroes work. Superman has changed, but he's still Superman over almost 100 years. Same with Spider-Man, frankly. I don't mean Miles and then it was this.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So this will be the last thing I'll respond to because I think we get into the point of it. So basically, he's saying that some characters don't change. And I think that's true. I know that people don't like it, but I think it's true nonetheless. I think the truth is that there are characters that change, like Luke Skywalker, like Frodo Baggins, like Bilbo Baggins. But then there are characters who don't change, and not only that, but are changed by everyone else. Characters like Superman and Captain America. And those characters can be good too. And I think Kratos was a kind of fantasy, you know? I mean, ultimately, that's what it was. It was a kind of power fantasy in video game form. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. But where have you heard the term power fantasy before? You see what I mean? This is the reason why he's getting pushback. And it's not just from the developers, by the way. It's from his followers. It's from his subs, right? So it's kind of worse than that because he probably didn't expect this from these people. So I think it's just kind of funny. All right, let me switch. We're gonna switch over to Baldur's Gate now. I'm gonna try and get JoJo to lay down, but let me know what you guys think about this. I didn't finish the video. Hopefully, I didn't miss any additional context, but I don't think that was really an issue. NovaFan says Brave has a built-in ad blocker. Yeah, I'm using Edge for. So the thing is, I have my accounts like on Restream and Rumble and Twitch and Facebook and stuff, and then I have and my Twitter, but then I also have all of the login stuff for Honey Badger Radio, and I prioritize the HPR stuff, and I find it to be a pain in the ass to switch between like back and forth between accounts. So like if I have to do a show and then I have to do another show later, you know, it's just kind of a pain in the ass because you have to switch over on everything. I have to do it on Restream, Rumble, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, D Live. I mean, it's just exhausting. You know what I mean? So anyway, this should be coming up here. I don't know why it's not displaying. Hold on a second. Oh, there it is. There it is. All right, cool. Jojo, go to your bed. Go lay down on your bed. Come on. Go lay down. I'm trying to get Jojo to go to his bed. Go to your bed. Jojo, go to your bed. Ugh. Okay, fine, don't. I'm gonna turn off your I'm gonna turn off his camera. He wants to lay with me, so sorry guys, no Jojo. Not today, anyways. So anyway, as I was saying, I think that I didn't look to see what happened with Kratos in this new game. I will probably find out at some point, but it sounds to me like they changed the character in a fundamental way that he disagrees with, and he's not sure what to like. He's expressed himself, and it's weird. He's finding it weird that people are not just sort of like accepting his opinion, and they feel instead the need to belittle him and essentially insult him by suggesting that he just doesn't understand stories. And these are not coming from the devs. These are not coming from the journalists. These are coming from his subscribers. So, and of course, I think that the reason for this is that his subscribers think that it's very important, and this might be getting to what Razorfist was saying about games as art. Because I think there are people who think that a game should be seen as art in order to be legitimate. And they're looking for some kind of like reinforcement, I guess. Like, you see what I'm saying? I'm waiting for this to load up. They're looking for some kind of like confirmation or validation from some important, establishment, organization like a website or journalists or something, that the thing that they like is not just good, but it matters. It's important. And I think that I think that's a shame that you give a shit that much, frankly. I don't think it is important. Zarink says, I want to make a wizard with necromancy, strength 10, dex 12, con 14, intelligence 16, wisdom 14, charisma 10. Good or no? Well, wizards' intelligence should be high. Actually, that doesn't look too bad. That doesn't look too bad. If you want, you could raise your charisma up and maybe put some warlock levels in there. I hate multi-classing, but some people love it. Swear by it. I think that it breaks the game. And it breaks the archetypes, so I'm not a big fan of that. Nova fans, I think art of the insecurity that seeks validation is the video games are just kids' toys. You're too old for that. Yeah, I get that, but like you have to, at some point, what's worse? I frankly think it's worse that people really need it to be seen as art than it is that there are people saying, well, those are for children. It's like, well, okay, whatever. I mean, I know that's not true. Like Elon Musk did like an interview where he said that he plays video games to, sort of like calm his mind and like chill out, right? This is why I play them. And are we gonna say Elon Musk is like a loser child, the richest man in the world, probably, or one of the richest men in the world? Are we gonna say that he's just a baby loser? No. I mean, it's a stupid argument to make. I know people make it. But I think it's stupid. Like they clearly don't know that video games have grown with us, and they may have once been. I don't think they were ever really for children, but they may have you could once at one point maybe have made the case, but I don't think that's true. Grenador says the whole games as art thing always seemed like such an unimportant discussion to me. Well, but I think it is important because to me it's important because it's about the culture. And it's about fighting against people who would try to propagandize it. Okay, so I can talk to animals right now. So I'm going to talk to this owl bear.
You smell very delicious, but I will not bite you.
Well, I hope not.
Nice here. The caves smell like rotting meat. Goblin camp smells like goblins.
Yup, it's a cultural issue, yes.
Yes, fun.
I will pet it.
More.
Yeah, Allison can talk to the animals, so this is like a big thing. Let me talk to the dog.
Hope you're keeping well, friend.
Should I pet him? I will pet him. Oh, Jojo's, speaking of pets. Jojo's back. Bring him back. Toby says, it's not about art as expression. Their outlook is always political messaging. Yes. Right, exactly. So you can't really ignore it. Like, our culture is kind of, like, it's kind of everything. And I know it's very easy to like to forget that, I'm gonna leave camp. Did we rest? I don't remember. Oh yeah, we have all our hit points. We have all our abilities.
What now?
Yeah, we're good.
Still alive. So
Okay, so I was in the forge, killed this golem last time. I'm trying to remember what is next. I guess I can make more stuff. So let me just go here, get everybody to come over here. I have another mithril thing. And I will switch to... Oh,
Never a dull.
I think I had a mace. So this is my cyanide. 2 to 7 damage. You can encase a target in fairy fire for 2 turns. If you miss an attack, you can. Okay. Adamantine mace does 2 to 7. If an adamantine weapon hits an object, the hit is always critical. Ooh. Alright, let's try it. Let's rock this for a little while. It looks nice. Adamantine glows blue when goblins are close. And that's when you have to be extra careful. Dark Justicar mail. 13 armor class. 15, this is better. Lock this. Okay. Let's switch to Prim. I'm right here. Everybody should stand there, okay? And then we will ungroup
I've got a long road ahead.
myself. I'm gonna go and set the next thing up. Alright, let me see. Toby says that's why they needed Gamergate. Well, yeah, and that's also why they continue to bring it up. Right? That's what I think, anyway.
I've got a long road ahead.
So what other molds do I have? I thought I picked up a couple.
No time to rest.
This... I'm not gonna... I was gonna ask a question, but...
Despite
Here we go.
everything.
Splint mold. Let me use the shape on a unique piece of equipment. I'll give this to... And... let's see. I don't have any stuff. Nightwalker. Disintegrating Nightwalker. Give this to Prim. Oh, and... this... Grimskull Helm. We're gonna give this to Karen, I think. Well, actually, Karen has it. Okay, so what does this do? Cap of Wrath. During combat, when the wearer starts their turn with 50 hit points, they gain Wrath for 2 turns. Narrowing the vision of the wearer. I mean, sounds okay. I'm not really blowing my skirt up. Gloves of Heroism. Saving throws +1. I think the Reason's Grasp is better. UV Light Feet. I got all this junk. Alright, where is the... I thought I had Mithril. Maybe Allison's holding on to it, but... maybe I don't.
All's well that ends. Not as bad as it could have.
Yeah, I don't see anything here either. Do I have it?
Yeah.
I don't think I do.
Let's move.
Gotta be Allison then. Gotta be, right? Yeah, here it is. Adamantine Slag. Maybe... I don't know if that's enough to do this, but... may have to come back. Silver Pendant. Gives the guidance. Elixir of Fire Resistance. Potion of Invisibility. Draw Poison. Bow of Sharpness. Arrow of Many Targets. Scale Mail Mold. That too. Well... I don't see anything else here. Okay, switch.
No one back home will ever believe this.
Let me see what you guys are saying. Saltpeter Taffy says they will never stop talking about Gamergate. No, because they benefit from that politically. Toby says, "Yup, it allows them to constantly force the political narrative." Yes, exactly. All right, so let's try. I don't know if this is gonna work, but we're gonna try it. That's gonna work. Wait, oh, invalid combination. Well, shit. Do I have to do something with this? A remnant of adamantine, a metal of old used to make legendary weapons and armor, is too small and damage to be of any use. Well, okay. That's okay. I guess we made the one thing that we were gonna make with this. So,
With haste.
all right. So what do we got over here? think I'm just gonna have to go back up. Anyway, guess what I'm saying is I hope that Jaffe figures this out. Because I feel like, you know, platform control. Go back up. I don't think there's anything else really. Lava valve. There's lava there. Go back up. All right.
All right. What now? Have a lot on my mind. And, well, in it. Wonder if the gods are watching me.
So let's head where we were going before. We ended up here. So I'm doing a patron show today. Because I have to make up for some of the patron shows I missed. So at 4 o'clock. You should, if you're in our Discord at Honey Badger Brigade, you should see it. Alright. Let me see. There is a potion. How long? Let me see if I have this spell in mind. There's like a resistance spell. Person, Flaming Sphere, Bless, Fairy Fire, Shield of Faith, Prayer Healing, Burning Hands, Aid, okay. For level 2s, level 3. Daylight, Mass Healing Word, Beacon of Hope. I don't see it. Okay. Is there a resistance spell or something? Produce Flame, Guidance, Light, Sacred Flame. Huh. Okay, let's look in our inventory then. There should be a potion of fire resistance in there somewhere. I think Allison might have picked it up. Oh, no. Brow poison. Elixir of fire resistance. Okay, I'm going to give this to Prim. And I'm going to activate Prim.
No one back home will ever believe this.
And I'm going to... Well, let me do this. I am Prim now. I will ungroup myself. And I will come over here. And I'm going to drink that potion. Or use it. Okay. Let's see if this works. Oh, man. I'm going to save. Oh, no. I'm not going to save. Because I just used that potion. If it doesn't work, I've lost this.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
Is that going to do damage? Not. Took a lot of damage from that. Okay. Well, it doesn't protect against lava. Oh shit. Lava elemental?
That's a friendly looking shadow.
Doesn't look good.
Why the hell's a lava elemental? No wonder the lake's so volatile.
Alright, what do you guys have? Dagger. I mean, I'll take it. To throw it or something. Adamantine chest. Let's pick it. How hard is it going to be? Oh my god. Alright, I'm gonna try once. Let's see. 13, 17, 23, baby! There you go. Now open it. Sentient amulet. Class actions, key restoration. Sun-graced warmth radiates from both the pendant and its chain. Somehow, even a brief glance of it brings a smile to your face. Huh. Gold. Arrow, yeah. Arrow of salving. Cure your target of poison, paralysis, or blindness. I'll take all of this, I guess.
Thou hast come.
The amulet is heavy, but holds a subtle warmth, like it was left under the sun. Suddenly, the metal surges with heat. You feel great power and an overwhelming urge to laugh.
Can thou endure?
Give in to the laughter. What is happening? What are you doing to me? Drop the amulet. Fight the urge. Let me ask what's happening.
The urge to laugh intensifies. Talking jewelry, that's hilarious.
Endure.
Alright, I will fight the urge. I don't know if this is gonna work. Difficulty 10, I have a +2. This might work. Yes! Yes!
The laugh urge fades. A quiet power spreads from hand to head, then down to your feet.
Thou hast done well. For what is a laugh if not one step toward madness? Thou art the wonder! Return me, take me home, and thou shalt glow with blessings.
Return your ware to whom? Are you a ghost? What happened to you? I can barely hold my laughter. What did you do to me? Equip the amulet, stole the amulet, discard the amulet. Oh, there's more. Investigation, insight. Focus on the entity. What are his intentions? Let's see. Let's insight. Do that. 10. Okay, can we do this? Can we do this? Yes! Very nice.
Beneath
Okay.
rampant joy, you sense the monk's fear and sincerity. He doesn't wish to harm you, but that doesn't mean he won't.
I'm gonna examine it now. Ooh, this is gonna be tougher. Might not make this one. Oh, I did! Yay!
Etched on its face is an image of the dawning sun.
Consider this image. What could it mean? Oh boy, this is gonna be tough. Nope, failed. Okay. I'm not gonna equip it, because I don't know what it is.
The image is striking, but you find no meaning in it.
Okay. I will ask him some questions.
A ghost? I am sunlight on water, dew on grass. Sharons broke my body, but my spirit they could not. Well, not completely. Thou shalt return me home. It is written.
Return you where to whom?
To thy granddaughter, Shira Clawen. Serves Ilmata, she does. She waits in Worm's Crossing. Take me there, and thou shalt bathe in her golden gifts. Oh, thou shalt be blessed indeed.
Okay. I will take your amulet to your granddaughter at Worm's Crossing.
I shall walk with thee. I shall grant you my power.
I'll stow the amulet.
You feel a chuckle coming on, but it soon fades.
Okay, that seemed really important. I'm still immune to fire or resistant. I think I'm gonna wait until this elemental passes. I don't know if I want to fuck with him. 95 hit points. Whew. I'm gonna wait. Oh boy. Saltpeter Taffy says that amulet clearly belonged to an Azov battalion soldier. Okay. Here.
Don't waste a step.
Make that jump.
Wounds are too much to bear.
Oh man. I'm gonna have to drink a couple of potions.
Can't slow down.
I made it. Oof.
Still breathing, despite everything.
All's well that ends. Not as bad as it could have.
Alright, and let me go to Prim. I'm gonna give this to the Doge. And then I will look at it in the inventory myself. They're like an examine. Custom, what does that mean? Items add to items add to wares. Well, that's weird. I'm not gonna equip it. I'm gonna hold on to it. Okay.
All's well that ends.
So I think
As it could have.
we should head back. And there's probably more to explore here. Let me open up the map and just do a quick fast travel. So there's the forge. I don't know if that's like some stuff there that I haven't explored here or here or. So let's go back here. Map again. Grimforge. Ancient Forge. Adamantine Forge. I think I'm going to want to like look over here, I guess. Oh man, this looks really unexplored, but I don't really know. Let's do this. Executed drow. Take his money. Executed drow. Where'd that guy with his spiders go? There was a dwarf over here with trained spiders.
What's inside?
He must still be here because these crates are... This is all considered stealing. Teleport wherever you fire this arrow. What? That's fucking dope. I will take all of it. This. Peach and apricot dye. Is that just changing your colors? I guess that's cool. Oh yeah, I haven't been this way. Oh, look at that. Okay, let's all hide.
Best be on my way.
An elevator. Shit. Having bloodborne flashbacks. Okay. Let's stop hiding.
Don't waste a step.
Get over here. The door. Oh boy. The save. As soon as it's done here. Oh man, I'm hungry. So I got a show at 4, then picking the wife up at 6. I'm gonna try and talk Lindsay into playing some Resident Evil 6 with me. So let's hope. I mean, if you guys want, I think that'd be pretty good. Portal Sherry, stage with this. Great.
Looks empty.
Oh yeah, look at all this wine, tonic. Send it all to camp. Camp supplies, you know, are super handy. Man. What's that? Is that another door? No.
What path lies before me?
Anything here? Aha!
What's that?
A button. Did I push the button? I think this collapsed archway. Can I fit in there?
Curious. I'm way too big.
Okay. I'm gonna push this button. Wait a minute. I'm gonna summon a familiar, and I'm gonna have the familiar go in. How's that? You think I could do that? So, let's call on a rat. I'll do the cat instead. I'll do a rat. It's small enough. Put it right here. Boop. And now I will control the rat, and the rat should be able to go inside, right? 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 Where is it? Where's the thing? Wait, what? Can't go in there? I can't go in there? What the fuck kind of bullshit is this? Shoot. That was a waste of a spell. Alright. Well, fuck. Okay, I'm gonna have Karen push the button. In case something falls, she'll probably survive. Best chance of survival. Okay, Karen, push it. Look.
Breathe deep and move.
Okay, what's in here? Treasure chest. That what? Destination. Smoke powder satchel. Smoke powder satchel. Skull. Wrong. Oh, because I'm standing in water. Difficult terrain. Really? That deep. Okay. Let's have everyone else come in here. See if they make any checks that Karen didn't make. No? Okay. Elixir of Dark Vision. Give it to Mike. Arsonist's oil. Coat your weapon in an oil that transforms a target's fire resistance into fire vulnerability. Targets that are immune to fire are unaffected. That's kind of a specific use case. Silver ingot. I don't know. That's wares, gold, and then these two things can camp, right? So send those to camp. All right. Yeah, like the hole was like right here. So the rat, so the rat can't actually be used for that. It looks like. I mean, like, what's the point then? If I can't fit it in holes. At least to like look ahead and see. All right, whatever. Q says yes. The dies change your armor, glove, and boot colors. You get some really cool ones later in the game. Q says push it. Zerang says you'll be on the path to Moonrise Towers through the cursed shadow area if you go in the elevator. The game will warn you that you're going to advance. Yeah, well, that's another concern too, because like if there are so I'm using the mod to like have like the full party, and if certain cinematics or certain like cutscenes will like bork the whole team because it's assuming that you have 4 party members. So I'm not gonna go in the elevator because I was afraid it might activate like a cinematic or something. So, all right, let's
Waiting with bated.
we're gonna stop hiding. Let's get
Had a
this
bag
stuff.
of holding.
Are there bags of holding in this game? I assume there has to be.
Light on my feet.
Like skulls. What do I need those for? All right, let's get out of here. Okay. Oh, double iron doors. Over there.
Better not be cursed.
All right, so these are locked. So
All right. What now?
let's have her deal with it.
Come on, open up.
Difficulty 14, all kinds of bonuses. I'm going to add some more on top of that. Thank you, Hannah. Here we go. Oh, no! Oh, no. Wait, this might still work. Yeah! So many bonuses. Okay. I'm not going to... Let's read this real quick. What's the kitchen?
Eat and drink freely, for the lady doth come.
All right, everybody, let's hide.
I don't need any attention right
This. Right. I'm gonna separate her from the group, and then I'm gonna move up.
Keep going.
A knife, a spoon, and a bowl. No thanks. Some rotten fish, silver plate. Like stuff on the plate I can grab too? What the fuck? Brian hacks his game. Well, just this one. I mean, I'll do like a legit playthrough at some point. Camp. And this. And all this shit. Camp. What's this one? More of this. Send it all to camp. I'm anticipating like a monster, right? There were some mimics in this bitch a second ago, like earlier, last game I think it was. Fuck mimics. Ooh, wait, what's this?
Gorging on food and drink before killing in honor of Charlotte. Disgusting.
Actually, that's worth some money. Okay, what do we got here? Oh. Animal carcass. Rotten Burgos blue wedge. Sounds like some cheese.
No traps.
I don't expect there's anything here, but I'm gonna look anyways. Dinnerware. Yeah, we'll take these. gonna sell a bunch of silverware. Glass cup. How much is that? 1? Silver glass. Cauldron. A bowl. Wow, that's expensive. Serving spoon. Let's do this. There should be like a place to put all your wares. I'm probably terrible at organizing my inventory though, to be fair. So razor. Wait. Ah. What is that indeed? Wait, what did I spot? I don't see what I spotted. Oh, is it over here? That looks like a secret door. So there must be a button. Perhaps here? Lava. Statue that's melted. Yeah, I don't see it. Okay, let's change characters. Let's all go in the room here. You found an item that's worth 50 gold. Go to vendor and you can sell it for 12. Really? Oh. Alright, let's see. So who's got the highest wisdom? Gotta be the Allison's wisdom is good. So I'm gonna ungroup her. And I will just come over here and see if she spots the thing that Prim saw. I didn't see. Oh, there. Well, shit.
I smell a trap.
Trap? Alright, let's group everybody up. They'll all come in here. Come on, guys, catch up.
Curious. That stone there's been pried loose.
So gears. Alright, let me switch to Prim.
Does this count as adventuring?
Ungroup her. She's gotta disarm some traps, right? So where are traps? Acid dripping from up there. Gotta be something that activates it.
Light on my feet.
Candle. Hi, Brooks Baker. I don't know what is that emoji? I don't know what it means. Are you waving at me or throwing up a Roman salute? I can't tell which. Is Wolvie still part of your party? Yes, I can summon him. He's not here right now. Right now I just have this little rat, but But yes, absolutely could.
Don't waste any more time.
Where did I see the trap? Here? Let me look at that stone there has been pried loose. Does it like highlight like what it showed? Because I don't see the stone glowing or anything. Oh, there it is. Oh, wait. We noticed it, but like we noticed it over here. Kind of weird. All right, let me move it, I guess. God. Let's all go back in here and then switch to Karen. Ungroup
Out of
her.
sight, out of mind.
She'll do it. There we go. Now there's a hidden stash. Hide armor. Well, I have hide armor +2, so I will. I'll sell it though. Yes. Ooh, another potion ingredient. I need that. Gold. Scroll of Slow. Take it. Slow is a pretty darn good spell in this game, actually. Okay, so that part is done. So let me switch to myself and ungroup, and I'm gonna look around, see if I see the trap again. I think I saw something. Standing torch. I have to be careful.
Best think ahead, or I'm lost.
Why can't I go over here? Oh. Can I go here? Oh. What? What? Alright. This.
These boots have seen everything.
Okay. Let's... Incense stuff. No thanks. I'll take the gold though. The bundles. They will add these. Okay. What do we got here? Scroll of Witch Bolt. Scroll of Invisibility. Got scrolls for days. We'll add this to wares. Lolth's Candle. What is that? Let me see. Lolth's. Why don't I see it? Lolth's Candle. Is it a component? Yeah, it is. Alchemical ingredient. Combine 3 of these to create vitriol. Vitriol? Alchemical solution. Malice. Poison. Potion. Potion? Okay. Yeah, that's my bag. Let's see what's over. Switch back to Aaron. I'm gonna walk over here.
I wonder if the gods are watching me.
And just see. Have to set this thing off. Can't get there. It's a chasm. Oh. Something here. Gold. Orange dye. I guess I'll send that to camp. And black staff. I'll send it to camp too. Can I go this way? I don't see the trap that they saw. Pan says ... and then says IJNNNM.N ... and then an N parenthesis and then a ... Is English your first language? Not your first language, I mean? I apologize. I don't know what your moon speak is. I will assume it's like some kind of puzzle, but I've got enough on my on my plate right now. So nothing here. I don't know what it is that I saw. It was probably like over back where we came in. Let me see who made the check. How about that? Prim failed. Succeeded. So the cleric saw it, and Hannah saw it. So I'm gonna switch to Hannah.
I should stay crouched forever.
I'm gonna ungroup, and then I'm gonna look around and see if there's anything lit up for me that isn't for other people. You know? Stone.
Time to press ahead.
I'm gonna stop hiding with because it takes too long.
Best be on my way.
What am I in initiative with? Whoa, what the fuck? Ochre jelly. Oh! So it's because they didn't see me. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, Hannah, how much hit points is that? 52? Oh shit! I'm gonna cast mage armor, and I'm just gonna go over here and end my turn. I think. Can I hex it? No. How fast are they? What is this place anyway? It's Grimforge. It's basically the rat. What's a rat gonna do? Maybe I can a familiar provide a flanking bonus? That might have to be the one thing to do. Dismiss, summon, dash, hide, disengage. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna go right here and I'll dash and head this way. Probably won't be noticed. I don't know. End my turn. Okay.
I can't even catch my breath.
All right. Let's see. Oh. They are resistant to lightning, it said. Lightning resistance and slashing resistance. So not fire. So let's do a fireball. Put it right. Can I put it here? There. And you and ally cannot be targeted until you attack. Creature, you can still take damage from spells. A bonus action. What other bonus actions do I have? I haven't taken any damage. Elixir of Fire Resistance, Sanctuary. I'm gonna back off, guys, as the cleric. I don't know what they're up to. So I'm gonna move back here.
I wonder if this is worth the cost.
Okay, Allison, you have lots and lots of arrows. So what I should probably do is come over here. And then Let's see how these guys doing. 37 hit points, 23 hit points. That guy's got full hit points. What kind of arrows do you have, Allison? They are resistant to lightning, right? So if I do fire, what does this do? Piece of ground and spikes. Movement is halved. A creature walking on the spikes takes 2d8 piercing damage for every one. Yeah, let's do this. Oh yeah, look at that. That's a big area too. I'm gonna put it there. Okay. And I'm a hunter's mark. This one. Oh no! It took away the thing. Fuck! Keep doing that. I keep doing that. What a stupid mistake. All right. Do Thunder Wave. But first, I'm gonna move here.
Keep going.
And I'm gonna Thunder Wave these guys. Let's do level 2, I guess. Should push them away. Okay. And I'm gonna move back.
Never a dull moment.
Alright, Karen.
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
Guy's been marked.
No time for mercy.
Critical miss? I have another attack, right? Alright, I see it on my turn with Karen. Okay, Hannah.
Best be on my way.
Let's zap them again. So this one's got 14, 11. This guy's got full. Should bring Prim in here anyways. Let's bring her back. Help out.
On my way.
Can Prim do a sneak attack on this guy? That guy. Yeah. 95, 11. Alright. So now Prim can attack, but my turn is over. It was. Okay, Hannah. Let's do Eldritch Bolt. One for him and one for him. What? That guy's dead? Oh, he got knocked off the cliff. Okay, my turn. Ow. A bitch.
At the ready.
Take you.
I mean, the rat's not gonna do anything. I'll just come over here and give Karen the flank bonus. Yes. Oh shit! Did the rat kill it? Let me. What? Okay, I'll take it. I guess. I have special arrows. Right? Do they work as with bolts, or do I have to pull a... They're probably not magical. They may not work with bolts, actually. I don't know. We'll try it. Fire one. Oh yeah, it did. Okay. Oh no! Wait, I think I did the wrong thing, didn't I? I thought they were... Wait, how did I hurt everybody else? It doesn't say that they're immune to fire or anything. That's odd. Okay, I'm gonna end my turn.
I won't give in.
Let's do a healing word on Glorious Ass. This is Mike, rather. And shoot this guy. And I will.
Time to push my luck again.
Or Karen. Try to finish it. And then another attack, another one, and another one. And another one. Here we go. Woo! Okay, that rat had the had a clench moment, a clutch moment.
And well, in it.
So what do these guys have? Probably some kind of essence. Yeah, ochre jelly slime and a ring. Probably just that. This one, gold, ochre jelly slime, battle axe. And there should be, wait, there's, oh, one more, but it fell off the thing. Okay. Well, we won that battle. Let's all group up, I guess. And let me see. I'll heal Hannah a little bit. I'll do a
Take you.
we'll have to do.
No time to rest. On my way.
All right, let's go. I think all this is done. There were 3 slimes. We killed them. Should have expected that down here, you know. Don't know why I didn't.
I'll give it a shot.
All right, let's separate Allison from the rest of the group. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Ungroup. I'm gonna jump. If I get there? Yes, I can. Okay. Hide. Oh, the mouse is coming with me. I was like, what?
All right. Time to skulk about.
Can I ungroup this? Oh, yeah, here we go. Now the mouse can go up on its own. Porch light up there. Big door. Intricate door. Stuff over here. I've seen that stuff already. Daring says Grimforge area is nearby. Well, we were just there. Wasn't I in the Grimforge? Let me look at my map. It says it. It says it. I'm in the Grimforge right here. But yeah, this is where, wait, where's the, yeah, here's where the Adamantine Forge was. This is the Ancient Forge. Grimdark, the Underdark Grimdark Underforge. No, so we're over here, so I guess it's gonna loop around, maybe. Summons can't travel through waypoint. Yeah, I wasn't going. I was just looking, game. Leave me alone. This is how you're supposed to use familiars, by the way. Supposed to be scouting and looking at shit, making sure you're not gonna get jumped by a bullet or anything, you know. Alright, so I see some loot here. Some gems. In there. Who's over here? I don't know how much further I can get from Allison. Can I move this? Holy shit, the mouse can do that? Crazy. Okay, what's in here? It doesn't look like there's much here that's alive. Stone bed. Skeleton. Skeleton vase. Camp here. I think it's clear. Except for this big door. So, switch to Allison. I group them back up. And I think I'm going to have everybody else come follow. Ball. This door is locked. But it looks like it just is another way to the same place, maybe. We'll see. Stop hiding. Ooh, what's this? Contemplation.
Let feast the eyes of the faithful. Know your goddess. Know her command.
The Great Indoors says... It reminds me of the Dwarf Mines in Lord of the Rings Part 1. Yeah, it is. It is. Like, there's definitely been a lot of nods to that.
So that's progress. Right tool will do the trick.
In fact, you can find a video of Sean Astin and Elijah Wood, who played Frodo and Sam in the movies, playing Baldur's Gate together as like a promotional thing for Larian Studios. I don't think I'm going to need this, but I'm just going to do it anyway because it's free. So. Yeah, totally killed it. I mean, I think it's just the other side of the door I just saw, but figured I don't like doors being locked. I'm just going to go in here.
Moving ahead.
All right. So what do we got? Hold on. I think my wife's trying to call me. Hold on, guys. All right, I'm back. Lindsay tried to call me about something. Okay, what was I doing? Going through the stuff. She left her lunch at home, so... we'll take these. It's just camp supply stuff, but... whatever.
Looks empty.
Rags. Hand-drawn map. You read it. What's up, y'all? 7 people. That's great. A map of Grimforge drawn by hand yet highly detailed. Points of interest are marked with black X's, aside from 2, which are identified by bold red circles, 1 on each level of the fortress. The words hiding spot are written within the upper level circle. The lower level circle is identified as smoke powder reserve. I think I've grabbed those things, but I'm going to look at the map here in a second. So, let's send this to camp and put this in my inventory. Okay. Bedroll, I guess. Do bedrolls count as camp supplies? I presume. Basic gold. Skull. Scrolls. Featherfall again. Banishment. I'll just take them both, whatever. This banishment. Is that to like send guys back to their home plane or something? Supply pack. Oh yeah. And the skeleton here. Gold. And there is... he died with a book in his hand. I'm going to look at it. First, I'm going to go through all this stuff here. Nothing, 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 nothing. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, let's... Tablet fragment. Sharon's journal. There's a lot here. Did I grab it? Give me. Guess I'll grab these tablets. Alright, I'm gonna look at the journal now. Ooh, Scroll of Ice Storm, Scroll of Haste. Let's give these to Hannah. And Grimforge of History. Let me look at my inventory. And get these things. Oh, let's look at this book. Never saw a beast like it, bloated with muscle, tusks as long as my arms, scent of charred flesh. But I saw no flames. The stone might have been parchment. So quick did the creature charge through it. The other Justicars are dead. Or Justiciars, I think is how you say it. Are dead or close to it. It wasn't alone. Hell Knights too. Masks bolted to their faces like plaques to a keep wall. That was day 1. Day 3, trapped, another rampage, and down the walls came. Started to dig, not sure. Day 7, it's done. May Shar's shadows keep me. We cannot get out. We cannot get out. They are coming. Rums in the deep. Alright, let's send this to camp. And what are these? Let's look at the kind of example. I'll read it, yeah. This fragment appears to be part of a larger stone slab. The top edge is cleanly hewn, but the bottom is jagged. So said Shar to me, Ketheric Thorm. It was Lord Owl who created chaos. It was from chaos that I formed, and it is I who anoint you my paladin. From this day forth let my laws be known. The law of secrets. What is a secret? But truth cast into darkness. Lurk in the shadows and listen for hushed words. The softer a thought spoken, the more power it contains, the more discord it sows, the more scars it may carve. If a man brags of affairs, carry his words to his wife. If a daughter steals from her father, whisper the truth. The deceived turn to Shar. Cuckolds find solace in shadow. Now they're calling cucks. People cucks in D&D. How crazy. Do this, oh... And the inscription ends here. You got to kind of like piece them together then, right? Oh, do this once a 10-day. See? And the Lady of Loss shall know you. The law of nightfall. From the moon falls the foulest of lights. It peeks through cracks and fissures, illuminating the most remote recesses of the Underdark. Light bestows hope, a pernicious notion which must be extinguished. At the darkest hour, pray to your lady and feast in her honor. The second day after, slay a disciple of Selûne. If none may be found, a Lathandarian or Mistaran are an acceptable offering. Do this once a 10-day, and the Lady of Loss shall know you. It's probably going to be Lady of Loss, so I'll just read the last one. The law of obeyance, the word of Ketheric Thorm, is the word of Shar. You shall put no god nor mortal before him. You shall question him in neither word nor deed. When the sun has fallen and the moon is new, bow your head in prayer. Proclaim your devotion to Shar and her paladin Ketheric Thorm. Promise your soul and flesh and seek no fortune nor favor. When your prayer is finished, speak thus. Mistress Shar, I have glorified your name. Master Thorn, I have cried out your word. I am your servant forevermore. So said Shar to me, Ketheric Thorm, so it is decreed, and so it is done. Wield the power of secret. Where light shines, extinguish it. Heed the word of your mistress and master. Do this, and the Lady of Loss shall know you. Okay, this isn't like super handy, but let's see if did I mark my map with any of these things? Oh yeah, that smoke powder reserve. Okay, so that's marked. This tea house. Oh, that. Okay. Well, I gotta close it out here. So I'm gonna end the stream, but thanks guys for coming and hanging out. I gotta take off. So I guess in brief, let me know what your thoughts are on the David Jaffe thing that I covered in the beginning. And if you like this video, please hit like, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, hit the bell for notifications, leave us a comment, let us know what you guys think about what we talked about on the show today, and please, please, please share this video. Sharing is caring. Thanks guys for coming on today's game stream, and we'll talk to you all in the next one. Have a good afternoon, machines. See you later, guys.
Men's right act machines, dude. Okay? They are literal machines. They are talking point machines. They are impossible to fucking deal with, especially if you have like a couple dudes who have good memory on top of that too. Holy shit, you're fucked.